I'm on this whole, I need to start eating healthy, need to lose some of this fat now. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sauce. Now to make the sauce, I've got some puree, black pepper, can't even fucking see, yeah, black pepper, red wine vinegar. Normally I'd only put in a few peppers, but I've got a couple of left over, so I thought fuck it, I'm just going to stick them in. I've got a couple of courgettes, I've got some carrots, and I've got celery. Now I don't normally like this, if I'm completely honest, but this is actually really good in the sauce. Couple of tins of chopped tomatoes, sea salt just because I've got it, normal salt, can't even see what I'm fucking doing. Normal salt would be alright. I've got a packet of passata here, which is quite good. Half of it's from Aldi, some of it's from another shop. No, they're not paying me to do this at all. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop all this up, okay? I'm not going to film me fucking chopping everything up. You just want to get it all diced up. And actually, do you know what? Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it. Alright. We'll start with the easy ones. And if I can figure it out, I'll speed up the process on the old editing. Right. I've always shied away from cooking big meals, but this is actually quite easy because I'm in between shifts at the minute, and I'm going back to work in a little while. So I can just get this all on, stick it in a slow cooker, and we're job done. Let's see if I can do these all together. Now this definitely isn't for everyone, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to give one of these videos a go myself, because I've watched loads of these videos and I've got ideas and little bits and pieces. I've had to cook some nice meals. Some of them have turned out shit, but this is how we learn, isn't it? Trying new things. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to chop the peppers up, peel the carrots, chop the carrots, and then I'm going to flip back. Okay, I've chopped everything up. I've put the tin tomatoes in, and as you can see here, it's all in here. Oh fuck, you know what I haven't done? I haven't put a fucking onion in it, hang on. Right, I've put a couple of onions in it now. Now the good way of doing it like this is we've all got a kid or we know someone who's a fussy eater. My mate John won't touch courgettes. You stick them in a sauce like this, you don't even know it's in it, because he's had dinner around here and everything was great. Right, now what we're going to do is we're just going to add in a few ingredients. I'm going to whack some of this in as well, alright? Now, I don't know about, I'll tell you what we'll fucking do. We use tablespoon. There we go, so tablespoon and a splash of that. Red wine vinegar. Now we see this on telly and it looked, alright, I'm going to do a tablespoon and a bit of that, right? Fuck. Now, I'm not a chef, alright? And for a fat bloke, I'm actually a pretty good cook. So I'm do oregano, what's this here? Basil. Like some basil in. Like that, it's probably a bit too much, he gives a fuck. Black pepper. Some sea salt. Now, you don't need sea salt, but I've got it, so I'm going to fucking use it. Give it up a bit of a mix. Now everything's in here now. That's all of your veg, all up. Now the good thing with this is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to this one because it's a bigger hob. You just cook it now. That's literally what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut back in a sec when Oh, tell you what you do. Some of that puree stuff. Yeah, whack a load of that in it. Gives it a nice flavour. Now what I did do is I actually left out 2 of the peppers, so there's only 3 peppers in here. But because I work early in the morning and late at night, and I'm out on the road, and the last thing I want is a bout of fucking diarrhoea. And you can get that with peppers. It can make you rather gassy. Now, just have that over on the medium heat. Get it all cooked in. That's just the dog behind me snoring. Yeah, you just keep doing this. Just keep moving it around. And then we'll go on. While this is cooking, actually we'll whack that on a slightly lower heat. We can crack on with the next bit. Alright guys, we're on to the next bit now. And what we're going to do, first of all, is we're just going to cut up some coriander leaf. You don't need to have the yeah, that'll do. You don't need to have the fresh stuff. You can use the stuff that comes in the little jars, like the stuff that I've been using here, but they didn't have any, so I've just bought this fresh one. Now, like I said, I'm not a chef, so everyone's got their own ways of dealing with it, cutting it up. And as I was saying before about the sauce, you know, you can hide so many different vegetables in it and kids won't even know that it's there. Right, so I'll whack all that in there. And then 500 grams of lean mince. I'm going to whack that in. Turn it around so I can see what I'm doing. So I'm just changing the viewfinder so I can see what you can see. Right, now what we're going to do, let's just mix all this shit in together. Now what I should have done was put some herbs and stuff in it first, but I think I've put enough of that in the thing, in the sauce, so I'm not going to overly worry about it here. I'm trying to mix all this shit up. Right. Now I just need to wash my hands quick because I need to move on to the next bit. Back. So what you want to do is make sure you give this a nice stir for about 10 minutes in, and this is it so far. Okay, now if I can fucking put this back to where it was before. There we go, that'll do. Right, now what you want to do is you want to get yourself some fresh mozzarella. Turn that viewfinder around, there we go. I'm going to cut that off. Now ideally this is going to make 12 meatballs. This is for a family of 4. 2 adults, 1 teenager, 1 little girl who thinks she's 21. Alright. Turn it down just slightly there. Right, so what you want to do is you want to get some of your mince, like that. Start rolling it around in your hand. Push it with your thumb now. Bit of mozzarella. Roll it up into a bowl. Now what I'm going to have to do is, I'll leave that there. Oh, I hate doing this. Wash my hands again. You want to get some of your set off that spray stuff and just put that in the bottom of a baking tray or something. now once your meatball's done, whack that on, and I'm going to preheat the oven on 180 just while I'm doing this, and then you go again, and you keep doing this. And these are going to be mozzarella stuffed meatballs. You don't have to stuff them. This is just what I do, and you can stick anything you fucking like in it. But I enjoy this meal. I enjoy making the meal. Right, I'm going to carry on making these, and then I'll show you afterwards. Right, so the meatballs are done. I've done 3 here with no cheese in it because my son does not like cheese in the slightest, and he will know. But this, all this sauce, look, all these vegetables in here, right, and 2 tins of chopped tomatoes. And once you've gone through this, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to put this into a blender. And then once we've put it through the blender, we can add it back to here and put some passata in it. It's cooking really well now. Just turn the heat up a little bit, just so I can get it all cooked through. And then I would say in total, on a medium heat, stir in every now and then. You want to do about 20 minutes, but just test it yourself. You want to make sure that it's, you know, reasonably soft and cooked and ready to be blended. Once you got it in the blender, I made a fucking mess. Get the lid on. Make sure it's fucking locked and all. Don't look like one of those cunts on the films. That's one. And blend away. Now I have got some, I'm going to have to do 2 lots because there's quite a lot of veg left over. So if you're like me and you've got a small blender, just do it in 2 lots. The fuck? Ah, fucking blender's not working. Oh, well, I can't. Right, so the big blender's broke, so I'm going to have to use this hand blender. Luckily the missus got this not long ago. We'll fuck it, give this a fucking go. Right. That's a consistency. Now this, in theory, you could leave it as that and have that as a sauce. Now that is all that is in here is vegetables. It's just fucking veg. And you know, you can add anything you want into this. Me personally, what I'm going to do in a minute is I'm just making sure that I've got everything. Wasn't too bad, this fucking hand blender after all. Ah, there's one. Gotcha, you cunt. Right, I'm going to put passata in my one. It's only because we like ours quite a bit of sauce, and I like the flavour of this when you can fucking open them. Alright, gotcha. I use a similar method to this for making a bolognese sauce. Like I said, I'm not a chef. I'm not trained in cooking. I'm not working in a restaurant or anything like that. I'm just... Actually, Actually, do you know what? We give it a fucking mix with this. Oh fuck, no we won't. Right, we'll just mix it up. That's just giving it a little bit more colour, and boom. Look at that. Now what I'll do now is I'm just going to leave this to simmer just for a few minutes, and then I'm going to check the meatballs, and if they're looking good I'm going to add them to it. Now what I am going to do, normally you'd have your sauce just simmering here just while your meatballs are finishing off. Alright, get yourself a beef stock and just whack that in, and make sure you stir that in good, and that's just going to bring out a load more flavour. I also add that to when I'm making like homemade gravy and stuff like that. I'll mix up a chicken stock and pour it over the chicken just to get it all sorted, and then the juices at the end I can take out and use that as a gravy. Right, there's a little bit of fucking courgette. That dickhead can come out. This is why it's good really to have just like a normal fucking blender. But this is fucking good. I did just do this whole opening the oven thing, getting the meatballs out, yeah, looking good, blah blah blah, but I didn't fucking press record. So here they are. These are the meatballs and they're done. And then what you would do now is just mix them up in the sauce and let that simmer over a medium heat while you cook spaghetti or pasta or whatever it is that you're cooking. For me, I'm about to go back to work, so I'm going to put all of this in the slow cooker, put it on low, and leave that to cook, and as soon as I come in from work tonight I can put some spaghetti on. Takes 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and this is already done. Nice healthy meal ready to dish up. The amount of nutrients in this is absolutely unreal, and there's fuck all bad in it apart from the mozzarella, but you're allowed a little something, can't you? We can't all live like fucking monks. So that's just my my little meal. I'm now going to whack that in the slow cooker, and there we are. It's in the slow cooker, and just like everything else, it's going to give it enough time to get the flavours of the meat and the stock and all the good stuff from all the vegetables that we put in. And that then will just stand there until I come home from work. Job done. If you do try this, or you do have you know, something that you do similar, drop it in the comments below. Hopefully you'll like and subscribe. This is my first one, probably my last, and stay safe guys.